we go. Okay, so I'm going to get my tuner up, and we're going to start with the good key of G major, the people's key. Second, where is my tuner? Okay, tuner is up, so I can now be relied upon for intonation. Here we go, G major. Ready, go. Everybody looks so confident there. It must have been really, really good. Really good. Now let's try an arpeggio, shall we? Hey, by the way, so I think my bow got too cold in the garage yesterday and kind of froze some of the rosin. But listen to this sound. This is the sound of a bow that needs rosin. You hear that slide and that kind of scrape? That's a bow that needs rosin. Speaking of which, I'm going to give it some rosin right now. A bow that has too much rosin is usually gives you a squeak or a whistle rather than that sound, that scrapey sound there. Just so that you know. Put a little bit of this on there. Try it again. All right, let's give that a try. See if that solved the problem. Look at that! Now it's working. Okay, arpeggio in the key of G. Let's do it. Nice and slow, tune your notes. Ready, go. Okay, nice one there, Pearl. You're doing the scale in one bow. Very challenging, very good for you, because especially for fiddle players, Pearl was just doing a scale in one bow. Was it an octave in one bow there, Pearl? You were doing
2 octaves. I was just trying to do it as fast as possible.
Did you get both octaves in?
Not as much on the way down. Mostly, I got it on the way up, but the way down.
Have you ever heard of an octave in one bow? Have you ever heard of that type of scale?
Yeah, we do them in class. We're doing the E flat major.
Oh, poor you. Poor you. You know, there's a little trick that the Irish guys use for playing an E flat major, eh? They tune their fiddle up a half step, each string up a half step. That makes the A into a B flat. And it makes the D into an E flat. And so you can play in regular old first position, but it comes out in the key of E flat. And it was a trick they used to use in the 70s. And it has this kind of, like a little bit of a manic sound. It's a little raised sound, and it kind of adds to the intensity. And the great fiddle player Frankie Gavin, he still tunes up to E flat, but I don't suggest it for your class there, Pearl. Definitely not. They'll be on to you for sure. But what I was talking about there, an octave in one bow, is really good for fiddle players because, as you know, we play mostly eighth notes and we don't have a lot of time to tune each note as it goes by because it's going by so quickly. So when you practice an octave in one bow, you kind of end up practicing getting the note in tune on the first try because you really have no choice. See that? Really, really good exercise. Now, I only suggest it if you've been having some success in the key that you're working on. If you're getting it up to a certain tempo and it still is in tune and it feels good, then you give that a go. You have the odd crack at an octave in one bow, and it'll tell you, your tuner will tell you whether you're bringing the pressure in that you need right away or not. You know, if you're flat when you do that, you got to press harder and it should all come up into tune. Okay? Now let's try that scale in arpeggio just a little quicker. Here we go. A 1, 2, 3, and. Arpeggio. Ready, 2, 3, go. Okay, now that was pretty quick. So I'd be interested to know. I'm going to start at the top on my screen, top right-hand corner, or left-hand corner. Elizabeth, which one suffered for you when we went fast? Which notes? Did you notice?
Oh, which notes? No, I didn't notice.
Okay, you know what? Let's do it all again. We're going to go fast again, and I want you guys don't tune, okay? Because we've already been doing tuning work. We're going to try and see if we're getting anywhere. So we're going to do it faster, and I want you to pay attention to which notes suffer. I'm going to go through everybody, okay? A 1, 2, 3, go! Ready, go! Okay, so now, how about now, Elizabeth? Which one suffered?
Okay, on the scale, the A, the first, the Ray,
Yep.
the A, the Loy, just getting that placement, but it's sort of after you've anchored the index finger, the rest falls into place. But then also the C sharp, A, B, C sharp.
C sharp?
Yeah, C sharp on the A string.
That's a C natural.
Oop, it is?
In the key of G, yeah.
Of course it is. Yes, it is. Okay, no wonder it suffered.
And you know what? That one, the C natural, the 2, is notorious because it suffers for everybody. First of all, C is not a really strong note on the fiddle. Even when you get it in tune, it doesn't really belt out like a D or an A or a G. Okay, that's the first thing. You have to really listen close to tell when it's in tune or when it's not in tune, when you're really close, you know? The other thing is that ever since the first day your teacher makes you do this with the second finger, which is pretty early on, you know, because you start off with first position with the gap between 1 and 2. And then it's not long before your teacher says, okay, now put the 2 next to the 1. And ever since that day, your second finger has an identity crisis and it doesn't know which position it's supposed to take. The 1 and the 3, they never really move. They're always in the same place. You know, sometimes you got to stretch a 3. That's about all. But the 2 is constantly moving. And in this scale, That's exactly what it does. It uses the high position on the low strings and the low position on the high strings. And so it really has a problem with that, the two. So it always needs extra work. My best advice, if you do have the problem between C and C sharp there, like, and the symptoms are is that you notice that your C sharp is a little flat all the time and your C natural is a little sharp all the time. That's the symptom, okay? If you see that, my best advice is to play with the tuner on C natural, C sharp, C natural, C sharp, with an A in between. Then your ear gets to know the both of them and it wonders a little bit less. Okay? How about Sue Leader? How about you? Which notes suffered? Oh, can't hear you. You're not muted, but I can't hear you.
The C is always tough.
Yeah.
And the next one would be that G, the third on the D string, the G on the D string.
Okay, that suffered. Was it on the flat side?
Yeah, I think a little flat, yeah.
Common. So that's it. That when you go faster, another thing that happens is the gap between 1 and 2 gets a little bit shortchanged, especially when you're coming down the scale. So when you're putting all 3 fingers on, when you're descending the scale, sometimes that gap between 1 and 2 gets shortchanged, making your 3 flat and your 2 flat, but your 1 might be okay. And it sounds kind of like that might have been what was going on. So there's a thing that you can use to get better at that, and it's drop downs. Okay, you guys can all do it here now. You can all use the work on it, I'm sure. But here's the drop down. So you play open D and then 3. And you don't tune it, you just see where it wants to land. And after you learn where it wants to land, you try to make a correction, okay? So first of all, we're all going to we're going to play open and then 3. And I want you to all pay attention and see if you're flat or sharp. Okay, and then we're going to go on from there. So open and then 3. Ready, go. Okay, now make your decision. If you're flat, you're going to press harder. If you're sharp, you're going to press less. And we're going to do another attempt. This time you're going to get it right. Ready, go. Do it again. Do it once more. Okay, did everybody get at least a couple of good ones there? Good. Remember what it feels like, because that's what you want to get it right without having to check. Now let's try these drop downs. Open A to D3, okay? Same thing, don't tune it, just see where you are, and then we'll try some more. Ready, go. Do it again. Okay, now decide which way you were and correct it. Let's do it again. Ready, go. Do it again. Do it again. And hopefully you got some good ones in there. Some good G's. Yeah. Now the descending one seems to be even more sort of valuable than the ascending one. That seems to be, for a lot of people that I teach, the descending one where you go from open A to D3 or the other strings seems to be way more effective, okay? So, and make sure you play that A and listen to it, because your ear is going to do that math and know that it's the next one down, okay? Now what about, say, Jocelyn? Which notes suffered for you there, Jocelyn, when we went fast?
Pretty much the same one. The third finger on the way back. That's a problem. I'm always sharp though. Always sharp. I've been told I was sharp a lot. But doing the arpeggio, no, having said that, I've been really practicing to stay in tune, like really practicing. And I'm doing really well.
Good.
With the arpeggio, the only one that was off was the the B on the G string on the way back. Again, on the way back. This was on the way back, but I've been really trying to put all my fingers down together, so I can keep the same position and not be sharp on the way up, because that's my thing.
So you tend towards sharp, eh?
Yeah, tend towards sharp. Yeah.
Now that's like I've noticed that to be. It could be a couple of things. Do you have large hands? Now I can see from behind you that you're a massage therapist.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
And right now, like seeing that table is making me like weak at the knees. Like I could use a massage so much right now. And I got a really good person, but she's very busy. But anyway, so massage therapists often have large hands. You know, do you feel like yours are large?
Mine are not large, but they're very muscular, and they're always cramping up. And this is a drag when I'm trying to play any kind of instrument. I play guitar too, and it's a bit of an issue.
Yes, well, and I can tell from what you're saying there is your sharpness is probably caused by a combination of pressing too hard because of what you just described. And also, if you have tension on your hand on the fiddle, right, especially on the neck, like you're squeezing on the neck, when you move from string to string, she comes up the neck. See that? And it doesn't take much, tiny little nudge up the neck, and everything is sharp as hell, like really sharp. Especially if you tend to press hard, it's going to make it even worse. So we're going to do a combination of trying not to let your hand come up the neck of the fiddle by relaxing and not pressing so hard as a rule. So the not pressing so hard thing, you can just make a decision. I'm not going to press so hard, right? The other thing, you have to try to relax. You have to try to relax that hand back to place all the time, okay? But the drop downs we just did, that's what's going to help big time.
Yeah. They, like I said, I've been working on it. When we did the scales today, I was really happy. Only one or two that I felt were out.
Great.
So, yeah,
excellent.
So doing better that way.
Excellent. Now, how about Susan Blazer? Which one sucked for you?
2-3 confusion, or high-low confusion for 2 on the way down.
Okay,
Because
on the way down.
My second finger kind of waffles. It'll say, I'm close enough, but I'm never quite close enough.
Yeah, no, and so drop downs again, the side-by-side drop downs, like, and this is what it sounds like. That's the natural. So you can really hear the two notes distinctly when you do that, eh? It's like it takes away the guesswork. So that's what's going to help you, Susan, okay? How about you, Pearl? Anything suck for you when we went fast?
Not really. Mostly because G major is kind of like my doodling scale. So
Good.
I pick up my fiddle and just like play things in G major.
Awesome.
And I do it with a bunch of different scales, especially if I'm trying to get in tune from 2 different pieces.
Yeah.
But I did a scale test like a week ago on G major 3 octaves.
How'd you do?
I got a 93. So.
That's pretty good, Pearl. Oh my God, 3 octaves of G. Wow. Well, that's good. But I pointed out to somebody not long ago. Like I know the third chair in the Toronto Symphony, and he's still working on his G major. So never ever stop working on it. Okay. Now, how about you, Claire? How are you doing? Which one sucked for you?
Basically the same ones. The G on the D string.
Yeah.
And all the C's.
And all the C's. C is not a good note. It just isn't. Let me show you something. Somebody said that it was the C on the G string that was out of tune for them. So let me show you this. Here's C. Bang on in tune. Now listen to this. Here's flat C. Here's in tune C again. See that? There's not much difference. You have to really do this to get the difference there. So, and there's nothing for it except to learn it, Just keep listening to it and you'll learn when it's in tune. It has a few little distinguishing qualities that you're going to listen for. Mostly brightness, even though it's a C natural, okay? Keep at it though. I know you're going to get there, because I've worked with you on it before. So I'm sure you're going to get there. Now, how about you, Calida? Which ones sucked for you?
I think the main, kind of just like the little one was my B on the G. I think I just need to like reach just like a little bit farther.
Can you do it by pressing harder?
Yeah, I need to try, but yeah.
Because pressing harder is a quicker fix than moving your finger higher.
Yeah.
It's instantaneous. So I bet you any money, if you just pressed a little harder, you'd go right bang on into tune. Okay? So let's try it again, guys. That was really good. Now, hopefully that helped all of you realize, like the notes that are going to improve your scale. And you know what to target now. It seems like it's common for everybody, the problems. So let's try it again with those notes in mind, shall we? A 1, 2, 3, go! Arpeggio, ready, 2, 3, go! All right, very, very good. So hopefully everybody's getting stronger and better. Did that all go better for everybody with the notes in question? A little bit better. Small incremental improvements are all that is available on the violin. Quote from Yehudi Menuhin. Now, let's do some double stops, since we just did our arpeggio. Okay, and you guys know the pattern, so let's give it a try. Open and open to start off with. Ready, go. Octave, third, open, two, and open. Okay, I had a little blip there. Sorry about that. I got mixed up in the middle. And did anybody notice when I went to play 2, I had a bit of that there. See that? And it's because as I brought my 2 down, it touched the D a little bit. And you got to be really careful of that. See that? It doesn't take much. Tiny little touch and it interrupts your note. Let's do it again. 2 bows per set of double stops. A 1, 2, 3, go. How are we doing, everybody? How are your double stops sounding? Everybody managing them without choking out too much? That's good. Now I saw a couple of elbows that looked a little high. And I realized that it's a danger with double stops because you're going for those strings. Be very careful not to use your elbow. It's only going to make your life harder, especially with double stops, because as soon as your elbow gets a little bit higher or at the same level as your right hand, the weight of that limb is going to go into the bow. Okay? This is about the height. See that? If I go any higher, now the weight, I can feel it. I can feel the bow push into the strings because of that elbow. So you always want to make sure it's below the bow. Okay, really important. Even when I'm playing down the low string. See, not. Okay? And it's an instinct. You feel like you should do it, but it only makes your life harder, okay? Now, let's switch keys. Let's do, oh no, I was going to say, is this the group that was doing the swallowtail followed by the cash jig? We were? Why don't we do that? Because we're in the key of G already. E minor is the same as G, and the cash is in G. So let's do a little bit of the swallowtail and the cash jig. And I know that we were working on kind of the jiggle, right? And trying to make the turnaround smoother. And jigs are a great way to practice that because they're all eighth notes and we have to turn around for every note. So it's a really, really good way to practice it. Now let's see. So we'll go with speed. Somewhere around there. So get your swallowtail out, and we're going to do it. Yeah. And just a reminder of what they sound like. This I played you the swallowtail already. Okay, and then the cash is. All right, now we got some rolls. Yes, Claire.
Send me the cash jig. I don't have that.
You got it. No problem at all. I do it. Cash. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-do. Yeah. Decent version. Look at that. You got to go through all these versions on thesession.org before you find something decent. There you go, Claire. It's off to you. And I can share my screen. If you don't get it right away, I can share my screen. All right. So, speed again. And you can put your rolls in or not. It's all right. Whatever you want to do. It's your choice as a fiddle player. But let's do it. So let's do it 2 times each. And we'll see how it goes. 1, 2, 3. go. Cash jig. Oh, poor Jocelyn just got the paper out, and I loved how you cradled your fiddle in the head holder for on your massage table there, like it's made for it. Okay, so so we did pretty good, but there was a few, like how did you do? How did everybody feel about that? Anybody having any problems besides not being able to find the music? Because we're going to try it again, don't worry. Anybody having any problems? No? Oh, yay.
No.
Yeah.
I haven't played this in a very long time, but just the swallowtail jig I got right away. But yeah, I caught on to it. Not too bad.
Oh, good. That's good. But so the cash you need. Oh yeah, you didn't have a chance with the cash. But we'll try it again. Don't worry. Because it could always use another go. How about you, Claire? Did you find it after? Do you need me to share my screen?
I found it and I have it up there.
Oh, good.
Since I can't find Swallowtail now, so I have it somewhere. I cannot find it.
Well, I can just send it to you now. It's probably quicker.
Maybe helpful, yeah.
Yeah. Swallow.
Tell me the cat ate it. What can I say?
Yeah. Okay. To Claire. Don't worry, Claire. You don't have to find anything in this world anymore. You don't even have to look. I just sent it to you, and it'll appear on your screen in 1 second. Okay, guys, let's give her another go then, shall we? Same thing, except better. Now, the people that had no problems, I want you to try this. Jig bowing. This is what I was doing it there, even at that tempo. You see that? Big note for the first one, and then whatever's left over for the next two, okay? And then the other thing you're going to do is your roll. So that's for the people that had absolutely no problem. That's what you can try as we're going along the second time around, okay? All right, let's have a go at it. Okay, nice and easy. Oh, 1, 2, 3. more time. Here we go. Geez, I see a few faces after that. Now, I'll tell you a couple things, though. I mean, one thing, and I probably forgot to mention it. I'm always forgetting to mention everything. But when you have a couple of tunes in a set like that, and you got music for it, you're going to get out the music for the next tune, it's way better to bail on the first tune early and get the music out and ready to start the second tune on the one. Because you guys know what it does to your confidence when you don't have a good start, right? A good start can really be the make or break to get through a tune, a really hard tune. Sometimes if you have a good start, you can get right through it. So it's far better to do that than to try to catch up while the tune is going, getting that music out, okay? And that's something I learned from playing with my buddy Brian, because he has to use capos on the guitar. And so if I have to tell him what the next key of the next tune is, I make sure I do it at the beginning of the B part of the last time through the tune that we're playing, to give him time to get that capo on so we can start the next tune strongly. See that? Makes a huge difference. And I noticed a few people that had trouble with the Kesh had trouble with that transition. They were, switching the music after we started. So anyway, that's my piece of advice from the bandstand to you guys, okay? Always better to have a good start and a crappy end of the last tune, because nobody's noticing by then anyway. People tune out after the first A part and B part. They kind of tune out. Okay, so let's see. Let's work on our D major now, if that's okay. Anybody have any questions about the jigs or problems, or would you like to try them again? I mean, I'd love to try them again if people that had trouble that last time want another go. Let's do it. What harm could it possibly do? And for the people that aren't having any problem, this is another chance to get those rolls in, okay? Or the jig rhythm. Okay. Here Here we go. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Question. Now that looked way more successful. Was that better for people? That's great. That's great. Cool. That can make all the difference. Okay, very, very good. So now we're going to work on our D major. Loch Nagar being the goal. Okay? So first of all, we'll do some a scale, an arpeggio in the key of D, and maybe some double stops. We've gone through the double stops we can do in the key of D, right? We got... Okay, they're lovely.
Do you have the notes for the double stops or?
I'm going to check. I'm just going to check here and see. I thought I wrote it out, but I could have been imagining it. I do have it.
Yay.
Yay is right. Okay, who needs that? Like everybody. I'll just send it to everybody, shall I?
And I think my Kesh jig is also possibly different than what you're playing.
Oh, that's a possibility. Where did you get yours?
Mine was from James Franchette.
Oh, yeah. See, there's probably 5 million versions of Cash Jig. So chances are it's going to be a little bit different. Just one sec here. Craig, Diana, Elizabeth. Who else we got here? Sue Leader. I think that's everybody. Okay, I'm sending it. Okay, it has been sent. Oh, wait, might not be a very good way of sending it. It's one of these weird formats. Just let me forward that again. I do have a PDF. That's the PDF. There we go. Okay. Okay, I've sent it as a PDF as well. Sometimes that weird format doesn't open up for people. Everybody seeing that? That's great. Oh, no, you didn't, Susan? Okay, one sec. Okay, let's see if that worked. Okay, now while you're looking at it there, I'm just going to play it for you so you know what it sounds like. All right, and that's her. Everybody seeing what I'm doing there? So it starts off with, well, first of all, let's play our scale and arpeggio before we get too into this, okay? And I know my calligraphy is very, very good, so don't be intimidated by my excellent penmanship. So first of all, let's do the scale, followed by the arpeggio. And then we'll go from there. So we're going to start on D. Going to go all the way up to high A. All the way down to low A. Let's do it. Open D. Ready, go. Okay, how we doing? I had a doozy. My B was bad. Just for a second. Just for a second. That's what my buddy Brian always says. After I do like a fiddle or solo or something, I come back to the chair and he leans over and he says, "It only sucked for a second." Let's do it again. Ready, go. Okay, okay. Now that looked like everybody was so cheerful there. I think everything went well, except Jocelyn, who I think something happened at her place there. So now let's do an arpeggio. Starting on the low A and then D. Ready, go. Okay, let's do that again. Same thing. Arpeggio. Ready, go. Now, how's everybody feeling about that arpeggio? Because the good arpeggios are really the basis for good double stops, so they have to be good and strong. Anybody having any trouble with the D major arpeggio? No? Let's go a little faster. Scale and then arpeggio. See if anything shows up. So we're going to go kind of like this. Are we ready? Oh, 1, 2, 3, go! Arpeggio, ready, go! How's everybody feeling about that? Doing pretty good? Take note of your weak notes, okay, and you know how to tackle them. We've already tackled a few, so do it exactly the same way. Now, let's have a go at the double stops, okay? So we got G1 and open D. And then next is going to be opens. Next is going to be D2 open A. Opens again. Octave, A3 and open D. E1, A3 is a third. And then at the end we got an octave. Okay, let's give it a try. 2 big long bows for each set of double stops. Give yourself a chance. Nice and gentle. Here we go. Ready, go. Okay, they're beautiful. I love the key of D on the fiddle. Oh my God. Okay, now, how did we all do? How are people feeling? No problem, Sue Leader. You take that call from your mom. It's important. Okay, how are we doing with the double stops in this key? Anybody having any problems with any of them that they need help with? The third is a bugger. A3 and E1. That's a bugger. Usually it's the E1 that is not in tune if you're trying to get that one. Because, you know, the third finger is probably getting pretty reliable for most people. But that one, when you put your third finger down, it changes the pressure on your one. And it might not be in tune. It might be flat. I find I have to put a little extra pressure on there to get it up into tune when I got my 3 down. Might be different for you. Okay, let's do it again. Yeah.
So when you go from the D and the F sharp to the octave A's right in the middle,
Yeah.
are you just lying your third finger down, or do you hop it over?
I lean over.
You lean over.
Oh, yeah. So you mean this here? Yeah. Now, actually, actually no, because that's an octave. I thought I was doing a fifth there, but no, I would hop it because I don't want to play. Because I want to play that open string.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah. Now, if I was playing a fifth there, which is also really nice, I would roll it over. Watch my hand. See if you can see my hand. See that? And it's really good because it leaves my third there on the A string for when I go back and play it again. It's already there. And that is so valuable. That's why it's so good to leave your fingers down. Because, you know, say you're playing the swallowtail jig, for instance. You got that one, right? The E on the D string. You have to repeat it over and over. If it's always the same exact E, you sound stronger than if it's different every time. See what I mean? So that's what's good about that. But no, for that one, I'd have to actually take it off. Let's do it again, people. 1 second, I got to text my wife quick. There. Okay. The kids are all excited. They got their vaccines last week. And they feel a little bit invincible. Okay, let's do it again. 2 big long bows for each set of double stops. Ready, go. Oh, that looked good. I can always tell by the end. Because if people feel good, the bow finishes like this. If people don't feel good, it finishes kind of like this. Okay? Anybody have any questions or problems about double stops or the key of D at all? I'm here to help. All right, well, let's give Loch Nagar a little try, shall we? Lock the car. Okay, I love this tune. This is a great tune. I was thinking about another tune we could get into sometimes. Anybody ever heard of Laddie with the Pladdie? Great old tune. It's a great tune, and it's in the key of D as well. I think Sandy used to play it a lot, but it would be great to get at some point. But anyway, I digress. Let's give Lochnagar a go. A 1, 2, 3. All right, now, what do people think about their Lochnagar? How's she coming along? Is it okay? Great. Intonation's good? Yes.
On the very last, the middle of the last row, when we start doing the scaly bits, I'm not getting the timing on that.
So... that part there, that's how it sounds. See that? And I split those long notes up with my bow, eh? Like I play them in two bows, because if I didn't... I always run out of bows, so I just turn around. And you know, that's the thing with Celtic music, eh? With those long notes, you can always just turn around your bow. We don't have strict rules like the classical guys. We can pretty well go whichever direction we want, you know? So if you're getting near the end of a long note, you're running out of bow, just turn around. It's totally fine. Anyway, let's practice that part. So, just that part there. And it's going to be, for the people that follow the music, which is not me. I'm trying to get better, though. I'm trying to use the music more and more. Where are these tunes? There they are. Just head, here they are. Okay, Lochnagar. Oh, I gotta look it up. Sorry, guys. Thought I had it just by sight. 42. Now, so where we're talking about here is this, what Susan calls the scaly bits, are the, let me see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 bars from the end of the tune. So second line, 4 bars from the end. So, and we're going to play the pickup notes to that bar as well. It's an F and a G. So again, the rhythm is going to be like this. Let's just do that lick. Just that lick, okay? 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's looking good. The bows look great. Do it again. 1, 2, 3. One more time to be sure. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now let's do the next one. Just like that. Okay, it's very simple. A is the long one. The B and the A are the long notes here. Let's try it again. 1, 2, 3, and. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, and. Okay, everybody getting that? Is that better, Susan? You getting it? Now let's do them both. Let's do. Okay, let's do all that. See if we can get it to sound like me. At least in rhythm. 1, 2, 3. One more time, same place. Ready? 2, 3. It's better? Feels better? All right, take a little breather. We'll try the whole thing again. I took the kids to the distillery Christmas market after they got their vaxes there on Thursday, and we went to the distillery Christmas market. And I'll tell you, we go there every year. If you haven't been, it is so nice. Like, I don't know if you've been to the distillery, but it's like walking into old England there. The streets are cobbled, all the buildings are miniature because it was actually just a brewery. Nobody ever lived there or anything. So the buildings are all kind of miniature and cool, and they have all these stands, and we go every year, but it's usually packed. Like, you can't even move around in there. It's so, because everything's so small and miniature. But this year, I guess because they're having timed let-ins or whatever, it was quite easy. It was quite nice, and there was no problem getting around and stuff. Jennifer had a gig, so she took off to the gig, and me and the kids did some shopping for her. And then we were getting ready to leave, and Jerome turns around and he says, "Hey, but what about Santa? Like, we usually sit on Santa's lap when we come here." And they didn't have Santa because of COVID, so I just told the kids, sorry, Santa didn't make it through the pandemic. Like, he didn't worry. He wouldn't get vaxxed, and so it's, And then Sylvie starts riffing on it. She's like, "And he gave it to the elves and the reindeer, and they're all dead up there. And they're all decomposing, and there's flies and everything." She's dark. What can I say? Okay, shall we try the whole Loch Nagar? Let's do it. Now, hopefully you're getting some nice little dressy stuff in there. Some double stops and some grace notes and slides. Well, that's not something we've worked on a lot. Next time I'm going to address slides, okay? Because not only does it sound cool, it's a great way to tune. Okay, let's try it. 1, 2, 3. Again. How's that feeling, guys? Ladies, I should say you're all ladies tonight. It's feeling good? Good. And if anybody, this is a really, really excellent tune for you to make a video of yourself and send it to me, so I can listen to your sound production and your intonation and see if there's anything I can help you with in terms of making that stronger. Because, you know, first of all, you're all muted, so I can't even hear you. But even when you're unmuted, the Zoom does something to the sound as it comes through. It's a codec. I read about it. It's some kind of code they add to the sound. And so it's not a good representation of how you sound. It has a weird sound that accompanies it, and so it's far better if you make a video of yourself, then I can really hear how you're sounding, and we can talk about it, and I can help get the most out of your fiddle and get the most out of the key that we're working in. So anybody that wants to send me a video of Loch Nagar, I would just love it. Okay? Just love it. Now, let's see. What was the last reel we were working on there, guys?
That can be our Christmas present to you, Dan.
I'd love that Christmas present. That would be great. I would enjoy it.
I know we had the Old Kings reel.
Oh my God. The Scottish sobriety test. Okay, you know what? You know what I'm thinking? That set, that's what one of my students calls that set, the Scottish sobriety test. And I really think he's right. Because they're all in the same key. They all sound really, really similar, except for like 2 or 3 notes. So it's very, very difficult. Let's do something. We're going to resurrect a tune. Big John McNeil. You guys remember that? Oh, we'll start from scratch then. 1 second here. Oh, the kids are getting excited upstairs. I don't know what they're talking about, but they sound very excited. Let's see here. Oh, this is a good version. And it's got some fingerings written in, which is very good. Okay, everybody. Susan, Calida, Sue. Everybody comes up here. Okay. I have just sent you all Big John McNeil. Okay. Now this is one that we did really, really early on. We did this tune, and it's a great tune. It's such a great study in the key of A major. Isn't that a great tune? My God. Still great. After all these centuries or whatever it is. It's actually not that old. It's like, as I read about it, it's like 100 years old or something like that. It's not the oldest tune in the world, but it is, I would call it the most Canadian tune in the world, because I have played this tune almost across the country, and it's one of the ones that is always recognizable wherever I play it. Always. I met a guy from Winnipeg once, and he said that he played a dance, and the only tune they played the entire night was Big John McNeil. You know, there's a saying about dances that you only need one tune. I tend to disagree. Anyway, so everybody looking at it there, you can see it. You can see what's involved. And some of us have done it. We did it ages ago, maybe last year or something like that. But others maybe haven't seen it yet. So now I'm going to take a look at the music so I don't confuse anyone. And I'm going to play it for you one more time. Slowly. Okay, so everybody follow along with that music while I play it a bit slower. Following along with that okay there? It's, you know, it's not a complicated tune. What's hard about it is the technique. So playing in the key of A down there and all the string crossing, that's going to be the challenges of this tune, okay? So shall we try a little tiny bit of it, okay? I have to end at 8:30 tonight because Jen's gone, so I got to put the girl to bed. So let's just try a little bit of it, give you a taste of it, something to roll around in your head this week, and we can really get into learning it next week, and you guys will discover the challenges involved. Okay? So let's just go really nice and slow and see if we can play this tune to the point where it's kind of working. I'm going to get it up in a better way on my screen. There we go. Okay. Now I can see you all and the music, which is just my prefer. Okay, I'm going to go slow. I'm going to go like this. Okay, let's try it. Everybody get yourself ready. 1, 2, 3, slow. Now the second ending on this particular version, I don't play. I always go right down the scale every time. Even when I finish the tune at the very end, I still go right down that scale because it's so cool. Far cooler than that second ending, whatever they've got there, you know? Now, you can see the challenges involved. Like I said, it's not that hard, but it's hard, you know? All that string changing and the low string work. Now, whoever had this version before, which I think was Deb McPhee, very kindly wrote in some really, really great stuff. Do you notice that? Now, the first thing I'll mention, you see where it says 4, fourth finger there for the A. That can be quite handy, okay? Now, I would never do it. I'm a big user of the open strings. I mean, I find they belt better, and I don't mind the extra. The reason that people put the 4 in there for a passage like that is because it's so handy. Watch this. See, and you don't have to go all the way over to the A. I find it well worth the effort to go over for that open string. But watch how I do it. Watch my hand. See, it takes a deep dive to get that A. See that? And that's how I do it. Okay? So now keep that in mind. You can use that fourth finger. Like I said, it does make it slightly easier in that way. But, you know, I don't know. You make your own decision there. But what I really love is how she's got written in Arpeggio, because that's exactly what it is, that first bit there. And then, a little bit later, scale, which is, again, exactly what that is. So that's extremely helpful. So watch out for those, okay? Those little markings. Let's do it again. Nice and slow. And remember, in the second part, the string crossing, watch my arm. So not that. Just little tiny moves. Remember, scoop and spread. Scoop and spread. All right, one more go. You guys look tired. Ready, go. One more time. Nice tremolo at the end there, Elizabeth. The jiggle. Okay, so the other thing I meant to mention is that in this version that I sent you guys, there are some slurs written in, okay? And they are good. They are really good slurs. You should do every one of them, okay? So that's the eighth notes that come after the first long note there. They're going to be in an up bow. So all these slurs, all the slurs are going to be up bow, okay? You can even mark it if you want. But that's going to help you through this tune big time, and you'll see why. It'll get your bow to start each of those phrases on a down bow, which is really, really much better, much stronger, and it'll make more sense to your arm. So all those slurs you should do, that Deb has kindly marked in there, and they're all up bows. Okay? So that long A is a down bow, and then up, up, off you go. Okay? That's how that works. Any questions or problems with Big John before I leave you with it? Anything at all? Fairly straightforward, but it's going to be a trick to put it together, and we'll work on our A major scale and arpeggio. If you're working on this tune, practice A major scale and arpeggio first, okay? That's basically the tune in a different order, all right? So it's a really good idea. Anyway, thank you very much there, everybody. Excellent class tonight. Really, really good. Glad to see so much good progress on intonation, all right? So we'll... let me see. Next week, I gotta think for a second. I think we're good. No, we're good because I'm going away for Christmas. I'm going back to Nova Scotia, and that's gonna be we're leaving on the 20th, so that's a Monday. So it's gonna be a video that day for class, but no, next week we're good. Okay. See you, everybody.
Good night.
Thanks a million.